Yeah, well, as I was saying, yeah, I mean, the miners, and there was a joke about it. It's probably written by a fed up miner, yeah. The NCB, the Yankee who likes to say no. Yeah, it probably was written by a miner. And that's the thing. They went to the table for a flipping a deal, and he said no every time. And it was an American bloody bloke working for the NCB anyway. And the thing was, mining was a flipping dangerous job. There were gas explosions. Originally, they used to keep canaries down there with them because they smelt the gas quickly, so the miners could get out in case there was an explosion. Or they could get gassed as well. There were roof collapses and all sorts. I wouldn't have wanted to do that. I mean, saving a bloody rally car, you were. And yeah, I mean, it was the same with the steel industry, wasn't it? There were a lot of accidents, and that's why they said it wasn't incompetence, it just happened. That's why we have all these service industries, but we don't produce much at all, do we? So we don't export much. They say Britain's rich. Yeah, it won't be the way it's going. It is. It's ridiculous. But then, what else could we produce? We had coal, we had iron ore, but now the pits are going to run out. They weren't. It was getting difficult to mine, but we're running out of oil and everything, aren't we? But then, mobile phones apparently were designed after somebody saw communicators on Star Trek, or whether it been researched then, and whoever came up with the idea for the communicators was writing the story to make money to sponsor their research. It could be the same as replicators in Star Trek. We've almost got them now. Apparently, we could have had something similar then, or they could have been researching them, because obviously, yeah, we've got 3D printers and replicators to the next stage on. Literally building things on an atomic level. We'll get there in the end. We'll be able to bring people back to life and stuff like that. Well, I'm not sure about the Bible and God and all that and religions, but the experts don't know and nobody knows. But yeah, if in the words of the Bible, yeah, whoever believeth in me shall have eternal life. Well, if there's a corpse to bring back, yeah, they will. They'll be able to put flesh onto bones and that eventually, won't they? If they keep going, if they keep believing. But well, if you say that to some Christians, I wonder if they are Christians. The things they say. Some of them, they just I mean, they said that about Bin Laden and people like that. They say he was using the religion to cause trouble or to get what he wanted done, but. From what I've heard, the kings and queens were originally like that, because obviously there's King James's Bible and all sorts, isn't there? It's all sort of edited to suit him and whoever the monarch was. But yeah, from what I've heard, they used religion to literally control the people and that. And if you didn't go to church in one period, you were castrated for not going every week and stuff like that. But I digressed, yeah, but I haven't written a line, Robin, yet. But yeah, I mean, yeah, they had a point, really, because it was a dangerous job. I mean, I used to think when I was at work, there were blast panels on the side of the dairy where we stacked milk powder. It was a milk powder plant. My mate said it was to let the gases and the explosion out so that the building didn't collapse, and I thought it was to save the workforce. Actually, if there's milk powder in the air, and it's literally called a flashover, it just goes up like petrol. We would have all been burnt to death, but the building would have been left standing. They'd have insurance for us, but we'd be dead anyway. If we weren't dead, we'd be badly burned, because anything that wasn't covered, because you had overalls, a cap and a hairnet, because you don't want hair in milk powder, because there's a lot of bacteria on it, depending how oily or greasy it is. If it's dry, it's not that bad, but it can be, well, it's not as bad, but there's usually a lot of bacteria on hair, so that's why they did that. But we couldn't have the doors open because flies got in and it was red hot. We don't want flies in milk powder for obvious reasons. They're covered in in bacteria, and what do? Apparently, when they land on whatever it is they eat, they vomit onto it so that the stomach juices get onto it, start digesting it, and then they suck it up. And if it's cow dung, you don't want that in milk powder, do you? See what I mean? But yeah. Obviously, I mean, we were in a similar circumstance, but nowhere near as bad as the miners. It was just milk powder. It has got a similar calorific value to petrol, but it doesn't ignite as easy. But gas does. Yeah, I mean, I know what they mean, and I never even thought about that. But what else have I done that's nothing really that dangerous? Well, drive a milk van on black ice, yeah. My first job after doing my first diploma, it was the only job I could get. I'd given up with a full-time qualification because I was sent back to do one eventually. I think my mother had a hand in it, but I was saying, it's a waste of time because when you go to the employer, they just say you have no experience. And they did. Went for loads of interviews, like grinding and stuff like that, and like simple welding tasks, but they turned me down because that's the thing. I had no experience. They didn't know whether I could do it, which if you have a job and you do the job, you've proven you can do it. And I mean, the boss who gave me I'd worked on that milk round before the owner owned it for the previous owner, and I worked for that owner while I was at college on a Saturday morning because I loved that job and I wanted to do it while I was at college, but I just set off. I think I set off to walk to the bus station at 6:30, or the bus set off at 6:30, so I couldn't do it. But I could do it on a Saturday, and I was old enough to start at 5 a.m. so that the boss came. He didn't come from as far away as the previous owner, but he could have a line because I was doing half his work. Well, I was doing some of his work, and he could start later, so he could have a line on a Saturday morning. And eventually, I got the driver's job because he had another business, and it was a bit much for him to run both. And he was older than me, and he was struggling to get up and go into the cold. You do when you're older, you feel the cold more. But yeah, I mean, he gave me some good advice, like, you get into these courses what you put into it, but get out of these courses what you put into it. It's like life, yeah, you do. He's right, yeah. He did give me a lot of good advice. They all did. And that's the thing, yeah, there was all sorts of things like that. Well, eventually I was an award-winning student. I didn't get a lot out of that, but, well, I don't know, I've had a lot of experiences, and, well, it's made me a richer person. Well, not monetarily, but as a person. Sometimes I'm bad-tempered and that, but isn't everybody, but I don't know. I mean, I understand a lot more. I don't know, I mean, well, my nana was a bit of a recluse and quite posh, really. She wasn't sort of borderline working class, middle class, just about borderline. She started off as a maid and in a big house, and well, I'm told some say it was a granddad who was a blacksmith journeyman, and some say I'm sure she said it was her dad was the blacksmith. I don't know. But we had an old pair of bellows that I think it was a granddad made them in about 1850, and they still worked when I last saw them. My dad used to use them, not in the blacksmith shop, no, with the coke boiler, because he used to overheat the coke boiler, and they still worked. I presume my brother has them because I don't think he cleared the house because I was ill and away from town, and he had to clear the house, and he took what he could get. Because a lot of it had to be scrapped because I was sold or given away because there just wasn't room for it. I presume he'd keep them. I don't know. Well, I would have if I'd got them, but I have nowhere to put them. But yeah, they were they're a family heirloom. They wouldn't be worth much because my nana used to varnish things, and I varnished them, and I made a bit of a mess. There was runs and all sorts when I was a kid, but yeah, I mean, the part of the family, aren't they? Like my uncle's war medal, which I think has been stolen. He got it in World War II. I'm not very happy about that. I mean, I'm not meant to be popular because I stay in the house a lot, like my nana did. She was a recluse, so am I, for similar reasons. She lost 2 members of the family. I've lost most of mine. And I'm struggling, but there's no need to vandalise my car and shout outside my house to make me come out, because I won't come out. I'll stay in even more. I mean, I've given up with the car altogether now, just about, because I'm sick of working on it. Because I get it all running and start to get ready to go out the next day, and it won't go on. I don't know why. It's as if someone vandalises it. Because there are people who know about these things more than me. I haven't got the experience there. I haven't got the background. But there's no need to take it out on me, is there? Because what you find is I'll make you look bloody stupid, and I could beat the crap out of you. Yeah, and I did go to work thinking I was facing 300 members of a terrorist group. I misunderstood the situation, but my mother had just had a heart attack. I'd left college for the second time, and it was the only job I could get. I'd asked Dad to get me a job, but they said, "Oh, no, you're not working there. It's not a very nice place." Suddenly came in bawling and shouting, "You're going there tomorrow whether you like it or not." Just didn't seem like my dad.